Mr. Williams stole control from me tonight, Mr. Best. He took over.
All right. Well, whenever you say start, Mr. Williams, I'm ready to go.
Well, it's time to start, but I just got a question for the folks that are out there in Facebook Streamland and Gold Rock Streamland. What happened to your dream? Well, look, if you can't answer that question, I've got the man himself that's going to answer the question for you. And he's coming up right now, none other than, you know it, yep, Mr. Ty Best, the author of the Dream Chaser Manifesto, A Dreamer's Guide to Surviving in a Jungle of Non-Dreamers. Come on, Mr. Best, help them to dream bigger.
Hey, well, thank you, Mr. Roger Williams, folks. Now, I just promised Mr. Dalco that I'm going to be finished tonight in 35, 40 minutes, if not sooner. So I'm going to do my best not to go too far down the rabbit hole tonight. But you got to understand, I'm cranked up because there's so many things going on. And so Mr. Roger Williams, he summed up best. The name of the game, folks, is the dream. Everything starts with the dream. We talk so much, but it's all about the dream. I mean, we talk about the business and where we're going. We talk about the future. We talk about a lot of things tonight. And then we got something special for those who want to hang around and come back and join us at 10 o'clock. We got something special for you because we're going to give a peek at some things that's going to be happening tomorrow that's going to blow your mind. But this presentation I'm gonna do right here in the next 35, shooting for the first time, who wondered what's all the excitement about? Why should I be? What's this program about? And I'm gonna say, if I can say one thing, it's about you and your dreams. That's the starting point, because everything else doesn't make sense unless you have something that you're excited about. My name is Ty Best. Again, I've been involved in this industry for 37 years. When I say this industry, I mean this personal referral industry, a network marketing, multi-level direct sales, whatever you want to call it. I call it an individual, the business, the industry that empowers every single individual from day one to take control of their life. He's picked up on something that was said in the pre-call. What I saw, what I heard was, I got a shot. I got a shot. And in 1983, this is before the entrepreneur explosion, before the home-based business explosion, before people saw this total insecurity in the job market, before people understand that Social Security was really social insecurity, before we had rampant inflation, before all those things, someone offered me an opportunity. And what I saw was a shot. I saw no guarantee. In 1983, I started to sell the dream. And people ask me all the time, what do we sell? What do we market? I said, I don't know what you market, but what I market is the dream. And I've sold the dream throughout the 80s. I sold the dream throughout the 90s. I sold the dream throughout the new millennial in the last 20 plus years. And the dream that I've always been selling is a thing called freedom. Because you can have all the cars you want. You can have all the money you want. You can have the toys you want. You can have the Rolex watches you want. All that stuff is a pale second to the ultimate dream. And the ultimate dream is not stuff. The ultimate dream is freedom. It's a combination of time and money where you finally have control of your life. I'm reading a book last night that talk about 1/3 of our life, some 83,000 hours is spent on the job. And 90% of the people in the world can't stand what they do on the job. And for somehow we've been tricked into a condition where it's 1/3 of our life is spent working. Anyway, so that's the dream, folks. When I talk about the dream, I say, we and wealth builders worldwide know we spend most of our time doing, teaching people the dream and teaching people to dream big. Let's go to the next slide, man. I'm gonna go on about this thing. So why is that so important? Because there is a better way, but you won't even seek that better way unless you understand there's a better way. Now, some of us have this innate thing in us. I had it in me. I remember Wendell Osborne had it in him. It's like the movie Matrix, where you sense something's wrong, something's not right. Well, I was that person. I can remember from the time I was a child, something wasn't right about the system. All around me, I saw poverty. I said, something's not right about this. On a planet of abundance, why are people going to bed hungry? On a planet of abundance, why are people living with rats and roaches? Why are people living in subpar conditions? Why are people not living the best life they could possibly live? At least having room and a board and shelter. I said something's wrong. I knew as a child. And I understood that I did not want to spend all my life selling all my time for money. I didn't understand what that meant, but it was something God put inside of me that messed me up for being sold that idea of working 45 years for somebody else I knew was a better way. And even though my wife and I, we did what we were told to do now. We went and got the 60 years of education, 12 years of public education, 4 years of college. We both did that at 22 hours. Said, this is not going to work. There's got to be something wrong. And we started looking right then for what? A better way. And at 20 years old, a guy stopped me and gave me a shot. He said, do you know anyone who's looking for anyone who would be interested in making an extra $1,500 a month? He didn't talk about freedom. He didn't talk about becoming a millionaire. He talked about something I could relate to, something I could believe in. That was $1,500 a month part-time. So if you're coming to this presentation for the first time, you don't have to believe you can be a millionaire. You don't have to believe you can be free, but you got to get a dream that's big enough to get you started. Next slide, man. I'm too cranked up. So here's what we do. We don't, not complicated. All we ask you to do is take those declining dollars and exchange those dollars for real gold. That's all, because gold is what? Real money. So we teach people how to set up a gold savings account for free. Doesn't cost you one dime. And what do we market around the world? Real gold. We're teaching people to exchange declining fake fiat money on over 149 countries in the real gold. That's it. And then we share with others how to do the same thing. What do we say? We got a simple package. Get a package. Teach people how to get a package, and then teach everybody else how to do steps 1 and 2. That's simple. And we do what? We earn residual income for sharing it. You know why we earn residual income? Because see, the general public, the public education school is not going to teach you this, folks. The banking institution is not going to teach you this. You're not going to learn this in college. I didn't learn that gold is real money till I was 59 years old. With the millions of dollars I've earned in my professional career, and no one has ever set me down, not one financial advisor, not one financial consultant, not one money expert has ever set me down and said gold is real money. If you don't get anything out of it, get 2 things out of this card tonight. Number 1, you got to have a dream. Number 2, gold is real money. You're going to be way ahead of 95% of the population because they don't know that. Okay? You got to ask yourself, when you decide to join us in this program and what we're doing and building wealth for you and your family, you got to ask yourself, where am I right now? See, some people never, ever stop and ask themselves, where am I right now and where would I like to be in the future? They said the average person actually spends more time planning their 2-week vacation than they do planning their life. And it's not your fault. It's not their fault. Life has, we've been dictated to. We've been indoctrinated. We've been conditioned. We've been brainwashed. Somebody, this is Tyron, you talk about this freedom thing like you brainwashed. I said, I am. I brainwashed myself about success and freedom. I said, but you've been brainwashed too. So why you say that? I said, you have to be brainwashed to go get 16 to 20 years of education and then be told you have to go look for a job after you get the education that you would pay $200,000 a year. And then you have to be willing to sell the next 40 to 45 years of your life and retire 65 or 70. If that's not brainwashing, what is? Because if you say that to a thinking person at 15 or 16 years old, that you're going to work 45 years on a job and die broke, they go, I'm not doing that. Okay? But somehow we got 95% of the population that would do that with no thought whatsoever and think that is normal. No, you have to be conditioned to sell your life, your time, and your freedom. Look at that baby's face. Look at that matrix timeline. I'm going around. I just went through the matrix timeline for you already. We ain't got to overthink it. You wake up, you're born, you go to a daycare center before you're even 3 months old because your mother got to go back to work, and then they start conditioning you. They take you have a potty break at 2, a lunch at 12, a potty break at 3, and then your parents come pick up between 5 and 6. If they ain't conditioned, what is? Then they put you in kindergarten, the same thing. Then they put you in the 1st grade, the same thing. You get up at school at 8:30, then you have a potty break at about 10 o'clock, or go outside and play a little bit. Then 12 o'clock, you have lunch, 3 o'clock, you have a break, or you go home, and then 5 o'clock, you back home, and maybe you have some homework to do. And you do the same thing for your elementary school and high school, and then in college, they give you a little freedom. I mean, I'm not making this stuff up. If you're 35 or 40, you know it's the truth. And if you're 55 or 60 or 65 or 70, you know the other real truth too. You look up at 65 and 70 years old and say, I worked for 40 years, but I still don't have enough money to take me into my twilight years. I don't have enough money. I mean, even if you got like $250,000, $300,000 saved, if you spend $25,000, $30,000 a year, and that's no lifestyle, If you retire at 65 and you spend 30 grand a year, that's $200,000. In 10 years, you're out of money. So even those who think I'm good, I got a 401k, you're not good. Grant Cardone had a video that said, man, if you ain't got $1 million, you ain't about to be good. You really say about $10 million. Said if you got every kid you got, it's going to take you $1.5 million just to get them through college, from birth to college. So if you sit right now with 3 kids, the math for you, if you don't know. If you got 2 kids, you're $3 million in the hole already, and you're only 23, 24 years old. Okay, if you're going to raise those kids properly and send them through school. That's a fact. But anyway, folks, I'm not trying to depress you. I'm trying to say most of us never stop and analyze where we're going. I was blessed at 28 years old. A guy sat down and said, ask yourself this question. Look at folks all around you. Look at what they've been doing for the last 25 or 30 years, and then ask yourself, do you want to be where they are when they're 65 or 70 years old? And the answer was an emphatic no. I was 20 years old, and the answer was no. Well, if you want to do something different, if you want to live different, you got to watch the masses, watch what they do, and do the opposite. You don't have enough time to do what they do. You don't have enough time to watch all the football games, 30 hours of television. You don't have enough time. Watch what the masses do and do the opposite. How simple it is to create financial freedom? Number one, we're going to show you how to create a residual income. We're going to show you how to accumulate appreciating assets and get to the point where you truly don't know how much money you actually have. Number three, we're going to show you how to outrun inflation. You got to outrun inflation, and you're not going to outrun inflation with 1, 2, or 3 jobs. It is impossible for a linear income to outwork an exponential inflation. Can't do it. And then we're going to show you how to utilize the tax advantage. Because if you don't have a home-based business, you're working the first 3 months out of every year for Uncle Sam. Now, I've been telling this story since 1983. And I'm shocked by how many people I run across right now today who's still sitting around in January waiting for a tax return, like the government is doing them a favor by taking their money all year and then giving it back to them. No interest on their money. Just hold your money all year and give it back. And they're so excited to get that $1,000, $2,000 back from the government because you've been treated like a child. We're saying, we're going to take your money and we're going to hold it for you and we're going to give it back to you in January. Man, please. We're going to show you how to grow up. Look at Donna here. Donna's a child. It's okay for Donna to be crying.
Oh my gosh.
Where's all your money gone, Donnie?
Taxes. 9, 10, 11. Let me fix my houses.
But it's okay. It's part of the game.
No, it's not.
It
It's not
is.
fun.
It's not fun to what?
It's the worst part of the game.
Oh, it's what?
Taxes.
Taxes. Donna says it's the worst part of the game, taxes. And for those who understand it, it can be the worst part of life. But if you understand being in business for yourself, it's not. Okay? People own a business, they're rewarded for reinvesting in the economy, reinvesting in people, and they get the tax breaks for doing it. And so we teach you how to put yourself on the right side of this quadrant, this wealth quadrant you here see. On the left side, you got people with a job, and you got professionals who own a job. You got people a job owns them, and you got professionals where they own a job. And they pay the highest taxes. But we're going to show you how to get in the business for yourself and then get in a business system that's going to show you how to build a leverage-based business. You're going to maximize the business. You're going to learn how to maximize your income, your real money, and get the best return back on your money ever in your lifetime. One of the most exciting things I'm excited about in the world of Karatbars is I have more people now after just 6 years myself. It'll be 7 years in November tell me that they've saved more money in the time they've been in Karatbars. They've saved in the last 5, 10, 15, 25, 30 years. You know why? Because he learned some things about business, he learned some things about taxes, and he learned some things about saving real money, because real money will appreciate. Next slide, please. So I already talked about that. What's linear income? That's a big word for fixed income. See, most of us, we've been taught, save your time for money, so we get $500 a week or $1,000 a week, or even if it's $2,000 a week. It's a fixed income, and you work with that income all year and wait for the end of the year for the boss to sit you down and give performance review for a raise. Okay, network gonna put you in a position where that's not your lifestyle anymore. You may still have the job. I don't advise anybody to quit their job to some. I did this industry, this business, this industry 12 years part-time from 28 to 40 before I ever left my job. Hey, let me segue for 1 minute. I know I'm gonna be finished tonight very quick, that's why I'm talking about, but I gotta tell you this story. You know how everybody waits all year to get their performance review, because when they sit you down performance review, they give you that 1-2% raise, right? Well, my last couple of years on the job, I was making literally as much money part-time as I was making full-time on the job. Okay, so when my performance review came up in August, I wasn't hunting the boss down to get a performance review because I wasn't concerned about that little 3% raise. So August went by. This true story. Godman was 1995. August went by. September went by. October went by. Because the word, I guess the rumor mill in the office, Tyrone, you know, he can relieve. He's out. He's been building that business part-time, selling vitamins or whatever you got to do. And so September went by, October, November, December, January. I'm talking about February, March, April, May. I mean, almost a year went by and the boss never called me in and I never brought it up. I said, I'm gonna wait him out. And finally sat me down and said, you know, we didn't give you a performance review last year. I said, I know, I figured you guys were busy. That's a feeling. Man, you want to build this thing, keep your job, build this thing to your, look, learn how to live on your income, where your checks. Can you imagine your checks piled up where the boss calls, said the accounting department called me. I got one guy in the business, I never he told us, he said, man, he had stacked his checks up from his job for over a year, just stacking them up for almost a year. And then the boss called him and said, man, you know, we were going through the books and we must have an accounting problem because you haven't cashed any of your checks. They said, and he still got a job doing networking part-time. The boss said, where are your checks? He said, oh, they're right here in the drawer. Pulled out the drawer, and he had almost a year worth of checks just sitting in the drawer. Boss said, would you go cash those, please? You're creating an accounting and a cash flow problem for us. He said, oh, man, I hadn't thought about it. He'd been stacking up in the drawer, living on his networking income. God almighty. This is the position you're going to be in. This is the position you're in right now when you see this opportunity. There's Mr. Michael L. Delco, a legend. A legend side of 6 years, what he's done and what he's accomplished is legendary, okay? The man quit his job in 103 days, mortgage banker for 3 banks. This man knows something about money and knows something about numbers. Imagine, 103 days after seeing Karatbars, he walked free from his job and he's been a free man now for over 6 years. He freed himself, he freed his wife, he freed his mother, and he freed his 4 children from a system of debt. Whole family of freedom. Imagine that, man. And he says, if you don't find out what real money is, you will work until you die. And real money is what? Has a return on its value for you. You're selling your labor. You're selling the most precious thing you have, and that's your time. That's your time, folks. You understand? I can go buy another Rolex. I can buy another car. I can buy more houses. I can buy, but I cannot replace time. When this 35 minutes you're giving me is gone, it's gone. And most of us spend all our life spending our time, and then they give us this money that depreciates in value, and then we store this money in the bank that gives us less than 1% interest on it, and so we lose because inflation is running at 4 and 5%. Okay, that's not real inflation, but 4 and 5% inflation, and the bank gives you back 1% on your money, you lose. Money must store your value. This is why we teach you to save gold. Anything as defined as money must be a store of your labor, must be a store of your time invested. And it must be worth more tomorrow than it is when you take that money and you store it. It is that simple. And the wealthy know this and have known this and has kept this a secret from you and me forever. Warren Buffett said this. Now, this should be taught in elementary school. You one day gonna get a job, but let me say something to you. Until you learn how to make money in your sleep, you will work until you die. Now, I innately understood that because my major was communication in college, and I knew something about residual income because I knew actors had residual income. I knew entertainers had residual income. I understood when Lucille Ball, when Desi Arnaz died, and Lucille Ball died, they left their family $100 million a year residual income. I said, I got to find out a way to do that. I got to write a book or do something where I couldn't sing or couldn't dance, okay? And enters network marketing. Said you can create a residual income that's a little part of your estate. Oh, and by the way, when you create income that runs 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, it will outrun that linear income. Because see, you can't work and create enough dollars. But you know how to make dollars from multiple sources, 24 hours, 7 days a week, you can find yourself on a path to wealth. It really is not that deep. Warren Buffett said it, not me. Oh, by the way, and Warren Buffett now, what's Warren Buffett, since I've been in Karatbars, you know he's been saying, gold, poo. Gold's not that good a deal. Gold's not this. Gold goes up, gold goes down, gold's come out. This is Warren Buffett, one of the richest, top 5 richest people on the planet. This is what he's been saying up until about 2 weeks ago. And he divested most of his stuff out of paper and bought one of the biggest, largest gold institutions in the world. Now, if that don't watch what the wealth is say, watch what they do. When you see Bank of America stockpiling gold, Citigroup stockpiling gold, Warren Buffett stockpiling gold, Wealthy stockpiling gold, that's a hint. It's an obvious hint, but it's a hint. Stockpile gold to protect you and your family. Anyway, we're going to show you about group economics. Everything we do as a team, you're not doing anything by yourself. We work together. We show you how to create exponential growth with those group economics and levers and talents and teams. Think about it. Right here on this call, I'm on this call. Mr. Deckle's on this call. Mr. Roger Williams working panel. Mr. Tisha Glassway add her support. Everything we do is a team effort. You're going to be in business for yourself, but you are not going to be in business by yourself. J. Paul Gator said, watch this. It is better to have the efforts of 1% of one of people's efforts than 100% of your own efforts. This should be taught at elementary school, or at the very least in high school. What's the key to wealth? You can't work yourself into wealth. Well, some entertainers have done that to a point, but not really. They're creating duplication too. And a guy creates one album, sells 9 million copies. That's duplication. Okay? Do you understand? That's duplication. So 1% of the efforts of 100 people, J. Paul Gator, one of the first billionaires on the planet, said, I would rather have 1% of one piece of efforts than 100% of my own efforts. Most people are not in a position to leverage time and efforts and talents of other people like that. Networking, referral marketing gives you the opportunity to do this. And this opportunity we have in our hands, do it. And Wealth Builders Worldwide going to teach you how to do it. And it's not that difficult. We have a proven system for doing it. We're going to teach them how to pay yourself first. The Number One Millionaire Secret said, pay yourself first. Now, by the way, this is not taught again. This is not taught. So don't, when you come and hear this information for the first time, it might brush against everything you've learned. And it should, because what the education system has taught us to do, it has taught us to be average. And then it's fooled us into believing that being average is success. And it's a degree of success, okay? It's a degree of success, but it's not financial success, and it's not stretching you to go reach your full potential. If I bought what society told me at 22 years old, folks, I was done. By 24, I was done. Can you imagine? You're 24, 25 years old. You got your home. We both got an education. Okay, we make a significant amount of money. We're probably in the top 5% income bracket by the time we was 25, 6 years old in the country. Had our own home, a pool in the backyard, and 4 cars in the driveway. Now that's at 25, 26 years old, 20. That means we done. Now, if that was success, what else we do? Just roll out of bed every day for the next 45 years? I believe there was something bigger for us than that. And I believe there's something bigger for you. That's my point. In the working class, we're taught to spend all our money. We'll save for Christmas. We'll save for a cruise. We'll save to go on vacation. But we don't understand saving to save. So we spend everything, and then we hope whatever's left, we might save that. The average person you talked about saving money, they can't relate because they haven't saved any money, and they feel like they don't have any money to save. If you're new to this call, you say, well, I don't have any money to save. That's right. That's not a reason not to get in. That's a reason to get in, but we're going to show you how you do have money to save. We're going to show you how to create money in your spare time, that television time, that football watching time, that baseball watching time, that whatever that spare time you do outside the work. We're going to show you how to turn that time into money, and we're going to show you how to do what the wealth to do, learn how to put that money by paying yourself first, and then get around to paying your mortgage, your rent, your gas bill, and eliminating debt from your life. We're going to teach you how to disinvest yourself from a system of debt, to form new habits and train your brain to do new things. It says it takes 21 days to form a habit. 21 days to form a habit. Okay, I'm working right now for forming a habit of exercising. Now, I don't know if I get 21 days in a row, but I know if I get 4 or 5 days every week, I will have developed a habit. Everything is a habit, and you must retrain and condition yourself. I've been saying earlier, what we've been trained to work a job to 65 or 70. Now we're going to tell you, no, that's not necessary. Retirement age is not 65 or 70. Retirement age is when you have enough money. My wife retired at 32. I retired at 40. My son's now 35, and he has never gotten started. I learned it was possible not to get started because I sat in the class with Buell Ford III, who was getting started in the family business. That's the Ford Motor Company. We sat in a class together back there in the 1970s, and he was just getting started in the family business. He was 37 years old, never had a job, never applied for a job, and his net worth was somewhere between 35 and $45 million. Okay, these are kind of things I've been fortunate. God blessed me to be fortunate around some people who understood what wealthy money was, and I started looking and seeking and searching for the secret. And the secret, folks, is not a secret at all. But the average person, you're not average. If you're on this call, you're no longer average. The average person doesn't look for it. I didn't know freedom was possible. So I met somebody at 20 years old who said freedom's possible. So we're going to show you a couple things. We'll show you how to create financial security. We're going to try to hedge in times of crisis. Let me tell you something, folks. From February, when this so-called crisis hit, okay, Mr. Delco and many of the people in the world of Karatbars, we feel like we've been in a bubble looking at the world. Because many of us, let's say, I quarantined myself 25 years ago. I don't have any place I got to go any day of the week. I don't have to go out there and fight COVID. I don't have to go out there and fight. I don't have to go out and I don't have to worry about the stimulus money. Okay? Okay, you're not going to send me any. I knew it. Okay? I'm fine. And I'm trying to tell you, that's what Karatbars insulates you from this day-to-day stuff that's going on in the world. Okay? Anyway, we'll try to get financial independence for 8 customers. That's Karatbars. That's the corporate headquarters in Stuttgart, Germany, right across the street from the Mercedes-Benz headquarters, almost 10 years old. Karatbars has a track record, a proven track record since 2011. Okay? And it's done some tremendous things all over this planet. Okay? And man, wait till you see the future. And that was a visionary to set us on this course. That set us on this course to financial independence for people all around the world and said, you know what? I believe the people, if they're given the opportunity to acquire gold and understand that gold is actual money, they will start acquiring gold if we would make gold affordable for the masses of people. And so the mission was to produce the highest quality of gold and make it available to the masses. That's what he's done. Make it easily accessible to honest people, that's you and me, at a price point we could afford. The goal of Karatbars to help millions find financial freedom from the current system of debt. Nothing like being out of debt. Nothing like not owing people money. That's the situation we're in. Other experts said gold is money. J.P. Morgan, gold is money. Everything else is credit. Alan Greenspan. Think about this. The chairman of the Federal Reserve says gold is always accepted as money anywhere in the world. Dr. Miles Monroe, before he died, may rest in victory, as my son says. Get gold now and lock it down. Get gold now and lock it down. Sean Perfect Combs ain't going nowhere. So he's transferring his wealth to what? Gold. And then, of course, the Prince himself. Prince passed away. May he rest in victory as well. And Prince said, had over $800,000 of gold. They didn't find stock, bonds, annuities. They found $800,000 plus dollars of gold. And we're not even going to talk about his catalog of music. And somebody in his family, every time they played the movie Purple Rain on TV, somebody got paid. Every time somebody bought one of his songs, somebody got paid. Anytime somebody want to replay one of his songs in a movie, somebody's legacy in his family is going to get paid forever. This is what you're doing in the world of Karatbars. Here's our gold look, all our gold is authenticated, is perfect. Gold's not on trial. We've been showing our gold for 9 years. Next slide. I'm going to hurry up. Next slide, next slide, next slide. There's a corporate compensation plan. Now, we always got to say a disclaimer. Here's a disclaimer, folks, real simple. We can't guarantee you income. This is not a job. You're not an employee. You're an independent business owner. You own your own business. You don't work for Karatbars. You don't work for me. You don't work for Mr. Delco, Mr. Denisha Glassby, Wonderland Williams, or Mr. Roger Williams. You're in business for yourself. And your income will be determined on your effort, your energy. We're not financial advisors. Okay, we can make a suggestion, but we said contact your financial consultant if you want to get that advice from them. All we talk about is for illustration purpose. There are multiple ways of making money. Next slide, please. I'm gonna tell you, you know why I'm going through this so fast, folks? Because number one, you're not gonna remember this. I mean, honest to goodness truth. Some of you businessmen out there, I know you say, man, I wish you slow down and walk me through this map. Trust me on this. When you do the simple things we recommend that you do, that Wealth Builders Worldwide has been teaching folks for the last 6.5, it'll be 7 years in January. You do these fundamental things, you're going to earn while you learn. And when you do them on faith and do them faster, you're going to earn before you learn. Our goal here is to help you earn faster than your learning curve. Okay? We have a unilevel position that says you enroll for free. And then you do what? You go out and invite as many people as you possibly can to get a gold savings account. Next slide, please. Okay? You get it. You get it. Okay? We got multiple packages. You pick one of those packages. We recommend you get package number 4 and go from there. But get any package you want. But the most important thing is get a package, because the multiple gold package puts you in a position to get what? The most valuable thing we talk about. That's gold. Okay? And the bigger the package you get, the more matching gold you get. Then you also get direct commission. Direct commission is based on the people you share the program with. And the direct commission is based on you can share the program with one person or 10 or 20. Look at Tanisha Glassford. She's personally invited on this planet of 7 billion over 600 people. Please, for folks in the chat room, type on the people you share the business with. Just let the new folks know that it's not that difficult to get folks involved in the business. Oh, and by the way, while you're at it, chat what package you type in the chat room what package you have too. Let folks know. Look at Eric Teray, 220 people. We said get 2. Just been the dual team. You got 220, 600, 660, 107, 62. Man, look, you know what? It's not hard to find people. Look, 500, Lakeisha McKnight, 5, because people out there looking, folks. This right here is one of the worst economies ever in my lifetime. Excuse me, I hate to even say it like that, Mr. Delco. It's one of the worst economies, depending on what you're looking at. It's been a great economy for Jeff Bezos, been a great economy for Warren Buffett, been a great economy for, I'm concerned, for me. See, it depends on what you're looking at, because in every adversity, there's a seed of equal greater benefit. And every adversity, there's somebody getting wealthy. I guarantee you, look, the drive-through restaurants, I'm talking about Popeyes, Chick-fil-A, all these things that people don't want to sit down and eat now. These folks, their business has exploded since they opened back up after COVID. Just exploded. Every last one got 9 lines, 10, 11, 12 deep, and Chick-fil-A is just ridiculous. They have 2 lines, 14, 15 cars deep, almost all day long. The plexiglass industry exploded. The hand sanitizer, this stuff exploded. Okay, man, please. Somebody's always out there capitalizing on a situation in the marketplace. So we said go enroll 2, and your package is going to determine what you earn. And the larger your package is, the more money you're going to earn for the same production. Okay? Next slide. I'm not going to go over that anymore. We can go over it later for you. Come to the training tomorrow night. You get some more details on the compensation plan. We have a matching bonus program, pages 7, 5%, 7 generations deep. When you get a VIP, now watch this. You want to be VIP. Period. That's going to pay the maximum compensation plan, whether you understand it or not. But the most important thing is get a package. Get any package and get it now. Get it tonight. Okay? My recommendation would, if you have the faith, get you a VIP package. You have the money, get you a VIP package. Now, get it out the way. Okay? And you're going to max the comp plan before you even understand. All that commission put on private issue MasterCard. Okay? We have a whole new MasterCard system being put in place right now. Yesterday got my card yesterday loaded with money. Loaded with money. This thing, anyway, I don't want to get it out. It's neat. We got some neat stuff going on. Long-term incentives. Incredible. Okay, all the way from a bag to the Mont Blanc pen to the gold bracelet to the by the way, this rose I got on here right here for those who haven't seen it. Okay, that was given me by Karatbars. Personal on stage by Dr. Harold Sykes himself. Mr. Mike Delco got one. Mr. Mike Delco also earned that Mercedes-Benz, that C-Class. And because he's a wealth builder, he did the smart things. You know what? I don't need the car because he just paid cash. I shouldn't tell his business, man. I'm sorry for telling your business, man. I got to share this with folks. Okay. Now, for those who think it's some kind of pyramid, I got in before Mr. Delco. He got his Rolex before I got mine. Then I got mine. He qualified for the Mercedes-Benz before I qualified for it. See, it's a meritocracy, folks. You do the work. Now, I'm going to get mine. Not really. I'm going to do exactly what Mr. Delco did. I'm going to take the gold because the gold appreciates. The car will depreciate. Nothing against the car. You want the car? Get the car. I got enough cars in my life. Okay? He took the gold. And the gold appreciated before he even got the gold. I mean, come on, man, whoa. And for those who are sitting there still wondering about gold, and gold broke $2,000, a psychological barrier about what, a week or 2 weeks ago? I don't even know what it is right now because I don't check it every day. It don't matter. I know this. I get gold every single month. I exchange dollars for gold, and I also earn free gold. So there are 9 different advantages of Karatbars, 9-year company. Folks, let me tell you something. Okay, we're not on trial. But let me explain one last thing to you. We're almost at the end here. MasterCard, Federal Express, all this credibility. Every time somebody say they got to check Karatbars, I said, stop. Just look, I'm not going to insult you. Try not to insult me. I want you to think of what I just shared with you, folks. For those who guess here for the first, I want you to think about what I'm sharing with you. We got a 9-year-old program, okay? MasterCard validation. They check people out. That's what they do. FedEx, we're the #1 customer in the whole world. All the gold is delivered directly to your doorstep via FedEx. That's not enough. Well, 1 million people have already gotten in before you. You're not the guinea pig. We're not experimenting on you. 1 million people have already come in, and they've all asked the question, is the gold real? Is the company real? All those things, unless you're some kind of genius, Mensa genius or a savant of some kind, you're not about to come in here and ask us the question that has not already been asked and answered over 10,000 times. Okay? That's the facts. And wait a minute. And then this team called Wealth Builders Worldwide that you're listening to this presentation from, that hosts all these things 7 days a week, including a live training session tomorrow at 9 o'clock. Oh, and a special session we're doing tonight at 10 o'clock on goldrocks.info. You want to be there, but you need a private password to get there. So if you don't have it, get back with the person who invited you. If you're on Facebook and get the private password, we'll be on goldrocks.info at 10 o'clock doing some extended stuff, preparing for some great announcements coming out tomorrow. Gonna give you a heads up. And then watch this. We're not on trial here. This Wealth Builders Worldwide system, okay, started with me getting a phone call from my sponsor in California, Jim Morris. I said, okay, I liked it, did my little homework, signed up, signed my wife up, okay, and then signed my son up, who was 29 at the time. Been 6+ years, and now it's grown to over 100,000 people. And why am I telling you that? Because I'm telling you, we have a proven system. You go into our back training thing at Wealth Builders Worldwide, and you hear me talking audio about when we had 5,000, when we had 14,000, when we had 20,000, when we had 40,000. It's documented what we've done. There's no leapfrog to success in this program. Everyone gets started the same way. In fact, Dr. Harold Sykes got started the same way too, 11 years ago. But he didn't get a VIP package. He had to put 20, 30 million on the table and said, let's launch this company. That's a little different kind of commitment. And I love what we've done. I love who we are. But I'm going to tell you some announcements come out in the next 30 days, folks. Let me say this and I'm done. We got another slide there. I'm done. Okay. Yeah, we've got a marketplace over 7 billion people with worldwide a unique product. Do you understand? There's no one else doing what we do with gold. No one. Okay. We're not a lotion, potion, pills, or travel. I don't have anything wrong with it. I'm not against those things, but I want you to think for a minute. 12 months go by. Which would you rather have in your house? $5,000 of lotion, potion, pills, travel vouchers, legal documents, whatever you want to call it. I'm not against any of those things. Hear me out, though. But in the 12 months, would you like $5,000 of that stuff in your house? Or would you prefer having $5,000 of gold? Every time somebody calls me and says, man, we got this great elixir from the mountains of Quebec, somewhere. I don't know where they got it from. You know, I'm like, I let them finish about 5 seconds. Let me ask you a question. Next year this time, which one would you prefer having? And they all take the gold. All roads lead to Karatbars, folks. There's your support line. I said you're in business for yourself, but you're not in business by yourself. Take a shot of that. If you don't have, take your camera. Take a shot of that. And every time you enroll anybody in Karatbars, that's one of the, outside the welcome letter, that's one of the first things you should send them and say, look, once you found wealthbuildersworldwide.info, it's great when you get help from your upline. That's a blessing to have help from your upline. But the truth of the matter is now on you. Because there's all the information right here for you to build your team. I'm going to tell you something else too. If you truly understand what we're doing, it's all the information you need to go build any team in any company. When you understand, because I've used the same system for the last 30 years and I've been free for 25. Haven't changed anything. The name may change, the product could change, but the idea, the company, the concept, and what I sell has not changed. And what I sell, and what I recommend you learn to sell, is not gold. We don't sell gold. How you sell 4 quarters for $1? You don't sell gold. Okay? You don't sell the marketing plan. You don't sell the compensation plan. What you do is you sell the dream. And the ultimate dream is freedom. That's it, folks. Appreciate your time. We're going to be back here at 10 o'clock. What time is it, Nez? About what time is it? What time is it? Mr.
Got
Rodriguez?
9:40. Great man.
Oh man, look at that, Mr. Duck. Look at it, 9:40. I'm done. Folks, I'm gonna tell you what, you want to come back at 10 o'clock. We got something special we're gonna do at 10 o'clock on goldrocks.info. Mr. Delco, Mr. Roger, Mr. Nisha Glass, you guys want to add anything? All right. All hearts and minds are clear. See you at 10 o'clock, man. I can't wait. See you back then. It's gonna be legend. Bye-bye.